And also coming from a very competitive background of sports and dance.
It is from Morocco. That's high Morocco from Limpopo. So
How did you carry yourself knowing that people are looking up to you like that?
Yeah, honestly, it's not an easy thing. It's actually tough. I'm gonna say something here that not many people know. When I was still in Sotlogelo, there was when you get to marathons, because I went there, didn't understand anything and all that. There was so much pressure that I felt when I get into the sports itself. So and you're coming in and you suddenly dominate the floor and all that. Everybody is looking at you, all eyes on you and all that. But now the pressure came when it comes to dress code, as Mr. Makwala is mentioning it. When that pressure came and it found that I'm also not in a very good position coming to affording that lifestyle.
This is our third episode on our Untitled podcast. Like I said before, we've got one esteemed guest that is a very well-known face and name in South African fitness. Is very popular with the ladies and extremely popular among his peers as well. That is Elbey Kekana. He's going to introduce himself quickly, and also the return of Master G, Gordon Makwala, is with us right again from his humble abode. Look at that background, absolutely stunning and beautiful. You know, got top class background. You can tell. I think that's Eli, and he's at home. So, wow, what a learned man. As you can see, also my background. I'm outdoors. You should know this background. If you're a man that travels a lot, you should know where this background is right here. So yeah, you guys should know this. Elbey, kunjani buti?
No, I'm good, my man. Good to be here. Good to see you guys, and I'm actually honored to participate today with you guys. As I heard that you are on the third one. I actually thought it's the first one.
No, we've been moving.
Yeah, it's been rolling throughout. Ne?
Yeah.
No, thank you so much to join the conversation.
Tell us a little bit about yourself and what you've been doing with your life the past 2 years, specifically from the time that the country's gone on lockdown, and then briefly just about who Elbey is in this game.
Yeah, no, let me start by greeting everyone else. This guy over here, it's just a young boy from the village back in Limpopo, I would say Makwala. Yeah, born in a village called Hamadiba, and from there, from a young age, moved to Makwala. That's a location in Mokopane. So moved there, grew up there, and long story short, moved to Pretoria. That will be 1997. That's when I moved to Pretoria with a lot of background in dance in a way. Yeah, I'm one person who have been dancing for a very long time. When I say dance, I'm talking Latin and ballroom dance for a very long time from a very young age. But before you get into things like dance, I'm a person who have done football, soccer, and soccer and a lot of martial art. Those are the things that I grew up with. Then dance is I just met up with ballroom dancing and just loved it from the age of 12. Ballroom dancing all the way up until I moved to Pretoria 1997, and from there everything else, especially the fitness part, came when Elbey wanted to compete at the championships ballroom dance. Yeah, that was in 2001. 2001. That's when Elbey wanted to compete into those championships. But what I wanted was a little bit of fitness. I was in institution called Setlogelo. Yeah, Elbey wanted to compete, and I wanted a little bit of fitness. So it was around June, and the championships were in December. So I had 6 months to prepare, but I said 6 months will be enough for my fitness. Then when I got there, June, and a month later, while I was busy training with them, that's when my coach, my trainer, that is Peter Mapanga, spotted me. I was just at the back because I just wanted to be fit, and that's it. So Peter Mapanga spotted me, and he slowly recruited me to take the front seats, and everything else from a month of me training with Peter Mapanga. And a month later, he took me to one of the aerobics marathons. I didn't even understand what was it, but suddenly...
When was this now? When was this?
That was 2001, June. The marathon was in July.
So 2001 was your first marathon?
It was my first marathon.
And have you been to any marathons before?
Nothing. Not even seeing them.
About them.
Nothing. All I knew was I'm a dancer. And they just said to me, let's go to this aerobics event. And so went there. And when I got there, I remember I just followed whatever the instructors were doing there. I didn't even understand whether there's a mambo, graven or what. Just followed whatever. And I got... it was a trophy in a way, and a certificate of an up and coming. I remember there was categories back then. So I got up and coming. So the person who was presenting the certificate and the small trophy there, they just said to everyone that watch out, watch the space. There's a monster in the house. And
indeed, they actually did.
And since then, I have never lost a marathon. I have never got a second, third, fourth, whatever. Everything was first position. And up until I was retired, that you know what, you need to give people a space. You belong up in the on the podium. It was only a short space of time, because in 2003, I was in a marathon, and one of the I would say Virgin Active, if I may mention it. They just wanted my number, and from there they said I should come and see them, talk to them. Then it was a Saturday. Monday I went to the club, but they just said to me, come ready and to take part in the class. They didn't tell me exactly that I'm going to teach a class. So I went there, but I was ready for anything. I remember it was in Wonder Park.
Remember, Elbey, when you keep getting headhunted by everyone and anyone. But before we continue with your story,
yes.
I want to bring in Master G.
Yes.
I want to bring in Master G.
Yeah.
Master G.
Yeah.
Now you hear about this young boy named Elbey coming from Limpopo. We know what happens in Limpopo. You know the most.
What happened?
If you want to have a revenge on anyone, and if you want to lawyer someone,
How? What about to be your Eastern Cape?
Limpopo are not listening to them.
Yeah.
as I look at him now, and he's talking. He's talking to himself in the third person. I'm like, hey, yes, this Elbey. I'm like, I'm talking to Elbey right now.
Yes.
What's your experience when up from Master G on Elbey? The first time you heard about it?
The first time I heard about it, Elbey, it was obviously my marathon. He was still upcoming, like you said. And obviously, Peter Mapanga was also my student.
Yeah.
And he would now and then ask me to come and visit them and train them because they were doing Amausa. So when they would prepare for Amausa, I would go there and prepare them. I used to drill them. Elbey, I used to make them run stadium ground in less than 1 minute.
Literally running?
Yes, yeah. Literally running in less than 1 minute. And if you don't make it, you repeat it until you can make it. So, yeah, he was, he always put himself to be quite a very strong boy. And he's right. He's never lost any marathon because he had also good coaches.
And just from
the dance background, it was easy for him. Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. That's what I was gonna say. Coming from a dance background, and you being a very elite trainer back in the day because you were training everyone.
Yeah.
What do you think of this new boy coming up back then? And he was such a great talent, because you get so many young potentials, and you're like, hey, you just wish they get taken up by someone that can groom them to be the best. What did you think of him back then? Did you think that he was going to grow up and actually be the man that he is now?
I'll be honest. During those days, because they were students, that you meet students every year. But when you're a coach, they come and they go. Yes. And the students are around that age, they are very arrogant. And
yes.
So you can imagine, he's a young boy, he's arrogant, girls love him. He's got this play, and he's got this play every time when he moves. And then you know what? I want to show him. I want to say something about him. Just before we get on.
Yeah.
Elbey.
Yeah.
He's growing up, he's coming right and everything, it's working well for him. And when he dresses, man, you could tell now that but he would make it worse. He would make it worse. When at the times of the first time again, the guy, every time in the marathon, he would be pulling. Would not be carrying it. And I'm like,
what do you have to say about that?
He's already acting like a celebrity.
Yeah.
So that is why you can actually see why he actually became so popular, because he had his own style in terms of how he dresses, how he enters, on a competition. Everything about him, it was special, definitely special.
And when Elbey, what do you have to say about that? I mean, you have to have a certain level of confidence if you know that people are looking up to you and they keep on putting you on a pedestal. I mean, being the person that you are and coming from the background that you come from, and also wanting to learn as much as you can in the period that you were given. You know, you were fit, obviously. I mean, looking at your body structure right now, I don't think you've ever been overweight in your life. And also coming from a very competitive background of sports and dance.
It is from Morocco. That's high Morocco from Limpopo.
How did you carry yourself knowing that people are looking up to you like that?
Yeah, honestly, it's not an easy thing. It's actually tough. I'm gonna say something here that not many people know. When I was still in Sotlogelo, there was when you get to marathons, because I went there, didn't understand anything and all that. There was so much pressure that I felt when I get into the sports itself. So and you coming in and you suddenly dominate the floor and all that. Everybody is looking at you, all eyes on you and all that. But now the pressure came when it comes to dress code, as Mr. Makwala is mentioning it. When that pressure came and it found that I'm also not in a very good position coming to affording that lifestyle, you see. So I will tell you this. When I go to marathons, I will go to some of the friends. I will ask for the shoes. Yes, I will ask, borrow me your shoes. Can I wear at least? I will wear my own trousers, but at least the tops I will go and ask. Some I will go and rent. You know, from Esgela. If someone comes with 50 rand and say, borrow me your t-shirt, you know it's money. You will obviously lend it to them, you see. So that is the pressure that I was getting in the fitness industry. So I will have to things like I was always looking at something called safety. You know, I was taught in ballroom dancing that safety is everything. You cannot reach professional level with a twisted ankle or anything. Once you get an injury, it's over. So I always knew that you need the very best to be at the top. So I will go and ask for the best shoes and all that, and so that I can always look after myself, you see. So, but it was too much pressure. And up until you get to a point now, everybody else is looking at you like you are always at this level when it comes to dress code. And now I even now became a little bit of an influencer when it comes to aerobics itself. And yes, so now people wanted to start dressing up Nike from head to top. You don't mix brands. If you wear Adidas, it must be Adidas from head to top. Yes, you know, those are the little things that I was bringing in, and I started what do you call, you see those side handbags. Yeah, I will have those. In the fitness industry, I was a monster. Yeah, when it when it comes,
And I just told you that the boy would take anything from casual wear, convert it into something sporty. I promise you, and everyone would like, oh, I also want that.
Wow,
yeah.
So he was a trendsetter.
Yeah, no, it's definitely trendsetter in terms of most of sportswear.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. So when you look into all that, they were all of them. I was trying to make sure that everything balances. You see,
yeah.
You cannot dress up that well and not deliver on the floor, not deliver on the podium. So I would always match what I'm my appearance. You see.
Yeah.
So yes. So I had very very good coaches, and I had, you see, my ears are big. Baba, I am good listener. I would listen to what Gordon is saying. I would listen to what my coach Peter is saying, and I will put one and one together, and I bring out the very best in a way. And I always had a very powerful secret weapon. That is why my ballroom dance background. That I know that even if Master Gordon turns 3 times, I will definitely turn 3 times. When he jumps this high, I will definitely jump that high. So now there was a time where I had to find a way that I can make instructors teach the way that I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
You see, when you are on the floor and you want to win an event or a marathon, a competition or whatever, a challenge, you need to make the person who's presenting it favor you. So in a way, you need to attract the person in front. You need to attract the instructor. Now the instructor is starting to teach, looking at you, making sure that everything that he does, you can do it. So most of the instructors now started giving me what I'm good at.
Yes.
Once as an instructor you start turning, that's my daily bread. That's something that I can do with like closed eyes. You wake me up right there and say 10, I will just 10. So that is a little bit like I would influence when it comes to dress code. So why can't I influence when it comes to teaching? So now I need to make my coaches, my instructors bring the very best out of me in a way, because of if I just stay with them on a step touch, they are not going to see that best in me. So once Master Gordon does something, so Master Gordon is very good, and remember his background. There's a lot. It's not just what we see ourselves, because he can do hip hop, Yeah. So all of those things. Once I know that Master Gordon can do all of these things, and now while he's teaching, he will do one little thing in a speed of a second, and he won't repeat it. So there was an eye on the floor, which is Elbey's eye, and that eye saw what Master Gordon did, and I will immediately do it. And now Master Gordon will go, wow, someone did that thing. Let me do it again and see if this thing can actually be something that other people can do as well. Then he will bring it in. And now slowly, aerobics started slowly turned into favoring dance, which is ballroom dancing. slowly and slowly and slowly, and everybody else. And I was very much comfortable with that because it was something that I can do and I can just fly with it. Yeah.
It's very interesting that you mentioned what you mentioned, and I am super happy that you're part of this podcast, because this is the stuff that we have actually touched upon.
Yeah.
And the main criteria and the topic of today, that being safety. And we spoke about this with Master G last week, and we also touched upon basically the aerobics following being a cult, being a society. We also of the note and the motion that I think, or at least we think that aerobics should be a discipline that grows, not that becomes an elite structure. Because as soon as it becomes an elite structure, then you are waning your audience. Your audience becomes smaller, 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 and smaller. So when you're talking about not staying on step touches, turning, because you get a lot of these people that are coming into fitness. Now, fitness is for everyone. So when you start talking about aerobics, generally what happens is that many of our members, when I say members, I'm talking about male, female, from the age of 10 years old up until the age of 95. So I'm talking as the minute you can understand moving up until the day that you cannot even breathe. So when you're talking about turning, mastering certain movements that only a trained eye can see, and we're talking about safety, those things can become quite tricky. This is why I want to bring in Master G into this. Master G, are we able, in our demographic of fitness, I'm going to talk about fitness broadly and then zone into aerobics, safety, as well as entertainment. Elbey is known for his entertainment. And as we were speaking, I could just feel that, this guy is talking about what he loves and what he knows. And I can see it in him. But now when we're talking about safety of the participants and also moving away from the group exercise instructor, because fitness is not about the group exercise instructor. Fitness is not about the person on the podium. Fitness is about the members. So how or what do you think when a Master G, and then I'm going to go to Ubra Elbey, how do you think safety is seen now in aerobics and in fitness?
To be honest, you see, the problem is when you didn't have right coaches. I don't want to put it in any Angela that will actually discourage people in terms of already what they are doing, but if people are going to do the courses, qualifying, which will actually help in terms of seeing what is the importance of exercise on it. Because when you start doing the exercise, therefore you have to learn injury plan, which all safety and all these other principles falls into. You see, if you didn't do a course, if you don't know exactly of which exercises should be performed, it is, which has its own principles. And in general, we would be looking at exercise principles where we are saying what is overloading, what is intensity, what is time, what is time. So looking at that acronym only, they call it FIT. Looking at that acronym only, you therefore find that there are so many other points that you need to look at. What is overloading? And when we say overload, we overload massive engine. Because when you are giving a class within that 45 minutes, all these principles must apply. Intensity must be there. And depending on the type of a program that you are giving, and how many times are you giving it, meaning the frequency in terms of how many days, have you given enough time in terms of rest or periods where people are recovering in terms of their muscles? Since we all know that for any body or muscle that it has been worked hard, it needs at least 48 hours for recovery so that it can adapt to a new challenge. Because obviously, any exercise, it is stress. You understand? So, that is in general in terms of fitness. But now, if we come back to group fitness and we look at our brothers, we are not like taking it international. We just saying La Ekaya.
South Africa, yes.
Yes. La Ekaya, we are talented. Don't take that away. We are talented, like exactly Elbey. He is talented. But you see what is nice about Elbey? He did the course. He went and he did his course. He passed. He understands why intensity, where you need to apply it. You still remember I said last week, we need to have rhythms in our class. We need to have rhythms.
Dynamics.
So where you are taking your class high, you need to know where you are taking it low. So that you have all these intervals. And then you know that people can therefore gain in terms of their fitness. Therefore, we are applying all these exercise principles. But now, at this point in time, people, they don't understand it because they didn't do the course. They don't understand why they are doing whatever they are doing. If we look at an exercise on its own, we're talking about dress code. Shoes, number one. You find now people doing programs like hill and whatever. I mean, honestly.
Yabona Master G, Yabona that hill class.
Where is safety there? Where is safety? Where is safety?
Yeah.
Because before you can start any program, we first have to look at the biomechanics of everything and say, look,
what's the point of that hill class?
Moving at that speed. And people are look, I've seen the guy. If he's the only one he's doing it, he's not qualified. And I am sorry, I am not going to allow people to come and dent what we have already started. We qualified. I've spent 4 years before I can get my certificate. I won't sit and be quiet about someone who comes from I don't know where, come and dent this because we work hard.
And he squats, he does step class.
On top of a step, knockout. On top of a step. A step, you know how the height of the step. Do you know safety in terms of step? The speed that he applies wearing those heels. Number one. Honest, okay, let's leave that. Because it would be more like now we are personalizing it towards them.
Okay.
But yeah, it makes someone angry. Honestly, let's be honest.
Let's invite him.
Find him, invite him, promise you. He won't even tell you the science behind what he's doing. Because number one, you have to look, you know, every time when you do an exercise, you first have to analyze it. Analyze the moves in terms of muscle groups that are working. And then what is the physiology? What is it going to help with? And then what are the aims of actually doing that with the kids? If it's just fun, and then on an account of actually breaking someone's ankle and knees, no, I refuse. No.
Master G, let me leave you for a moment and go back to Elbey. You know, as you were talking when Elbey, like I said, you know, you were known for your dress code. It was well known in the fitness, in the aerobics discipline that Elbey is the man, you know, with taking casual wear and making it very finesse, if I may use the word. So when we're talking about safety now in a group exercise class, particularly in marathons, because I picked up on Master G was talking about a normal class in a 45-minute class. You know, I also think and also am of the mindset that people teach differently when they teach normal class in a gym or in their own studio, as opposed to in a marathon. I don't know who came up with the two different styles of teaching, but it just became that. You know, it just became that. I want to ask you, Elbey, do you think that in marathons, group exercise instructors actually pay attention to being safe and executing their moves in a safe manner and equally be entertaining? Or are they more entertaining and risking their element of safety, all in the name of being dazzling? What's your take on that? Safety in marathons.
Yeah, I will start by saying they're not even entertaining. They're not even entertaining. When you're looking at them, like, you just feel sorry for everybody else on the floor. That's not entertainment. Let me start. Go back to this about the instructors. Remember, I mentioned training and all that. You know, when you are a participant, I will go down on the floor as a participant. When you are a participant, you are just someone came into a marathon like that. You believe and trust the person on the podium. So our participants, they trust instructors because they think instructors are well educated, they are professional, they understand what they are doing on the podium. Okay, so now the problem is that it is no longer like that, and even if I turn, I know that Master Gordon, he's well trained. He is a professional. He won't do anything that will harm me. He won't whatever that he's going to present on the podium. He's not just looking at me alone. He knows that there are people that cannot even lift their knees. He knows, he understands that very well. So now, because of in a marathon, it's a competition. You want to dominate. You want to do something that other people cannot do, so that you come on top. That is the secret of why you see most people wants to turn. When instructor turns once, he wants to turn 3 times, so that they can actually impress and attract the people that are adjudicating at the time. You see. So, but now we come back and say, if we all trust that the instructors are educated, professional, and yeah, so where do we put the blame? Because now we can't say to people that they shouldn't attend marathons, because those people, when they look at instructors, they only see professional people. Whatever the instructor is going to do, even if the instructor is doing step at 160 beat per minute, the participants will do it, because they believe if he can do it, that means it's possible. You see. So, but as an instructor, you should know what type of a program are you teaching. What are the speed recommended for this type of program? Because they are not the same. They are not the same. Some programs would want you to train at 128, probably up to 135. and some will want you to train from 45 maybe up to 50, and some you will go 160 max. And remember, even getting to that 160, it can only happen in a professional level, professional challenge, you see. But a normal marathon where a normal marathon where you get everybody else on the floor. Now we need to be careful about the speed of the music, because now it is when it is categorized. Remember when Master Gordon spoke about the USA Games, there were categories. So now in marathons, those categories are no longer being applied. They will just say high-low and everybody else on the floor. You see, and in the USA Games, they will categorize them beginner step. And the trainer will know that I'm going to teach beginners. This is what I need to do. And intermediate and advanced, meaning advanced, those will be, we're not saying professionals. Remember, when you say professionals, it means those people are instructors. You see, so we say, you will say advanced level or level 3, you see. So, but now you go back to the marathons. All of those levels, they are compromised. It is only a high-low category. Everybody else is there. All age groups are in there. And the instructor now, remember, they are also want to look, as you were saying, entertaining, fun, and all that. They want to impress.
Down to interject, you know what?
Yes.
I think sometimes it's because you know a learned instructor would know how to depress the choreographer. They plan this choreographies a whole week, and then they're going to teach it this way. And the next thing is, when they get there, they don't get the same response of whatever that was perceived in their minds. In terms of, I'm going to deliver it and people are going to follow it this way. But now when they get there, now there's all these levels that they need to be actually given to maybe breaking that choreography 3 more levels down before you can bring it to its final product. They don't know how. They don't know how. Because they were never taught. They don't know what are basic moves, let alone even saying basic move terms. They don't know them. They don't know what is a rock step. They don't know what is hustle. they don't know all those names. When you start saying hustle, they like stand and look at you and go, what shit is that now? What is this guy trying to say? Is it or what? Sorry about that.
But before Elbey carries on, I just also want you to also remember to just answer the safetiness in marathons, because what I was picking up from when you were saying is that the marathons have now put the whole structure of aerobics at risk, because they no longer categorize the disciplines, and they just put everyone in one class. But I think in the few marathons that I've been to, I'm going to another marathon this weekend. What happens is that I don't think any of the members want to associate themselves even with being a beginner. The members themselves don't want to associate themselves with being an intermediate. They want to associate themselves with being advanced. And I've experienced this in many places that I've taught. I teach all over South Africa. And what I find is that when you do a specific movement and you are done and you transition into the next one, of which you upgrade, everybody wants to move along with you. So if you, for instance, are doing stationary squats, and your next movement is going to be a jump squat. Everyone wants to jump squat. Nobody wants to get left behind. So you keep talking on the mic and be like, okay, everyone who can't jump, stay on the squats. They'll want to jump because everybody is having fun and you making it look fun. So everyone's going to be on that same level. So if you go even further, everybody just wants to move with you. So my question is, and I just want to also come back to it, the safetiness. You know, you've also spoken about Elbey that as the people who actually plan these marathons, they go on a trust basis. They take an instructor and trust that this instructor can actually take this class. But I think mainly people who are organizing events choose certain instructors primarily based on the influence that they have on the market, which is not wrong. It's not wrong. But also, I think they don't go as far as going and actually finding out about what this instructor actually does and what they actually can do. They basically pick an instructor from this place because they've seen how many people actually like this instructor, and they get those instructors together, and whatever comes out, comes out. So I'll go back again.
But hold on.
Are marathons safe?
I'm listening to you actually taking from how the people respond to an exercise. And I want to take you back and say, look, if you are an instructor, obviously you know how to teach all the levels. And the most important thing, let's think what actually made most people end up wanting to do what instructors do every time when they start changing. Influence. But let's look at the influence. We're talking about these influences that are not learned. Dang it.
Yeah.
So they start giving people all these fancy moves. They overpower people who have gone to school, who know how to teach. And they only call people who can teach marathons. That's point number 2. Point number 3. Organizers, they only, like I said, if you do a marathon, it doesn't have a purpose. Therefore, look, you are already going to get people, instructors that are going to only pull crowd in and then forget what is important. The important, you want to make sure that whatever that is going to be done there, at the end, even Umuntu, as a strategist or Abugile from a video or Facebook will say, I think I can do that one. I want to join. You understand? Because it's for money. So if guys, we are going to say, okay, yeah, fine, it's for popularity. Yes, but let's look at what was the cost, number 1. The cost was, let it stay like that too long, that where people are doing marathons, they just invite all these instructors that are popular in terms of influencing about it. But reality, they are not teaching them anything. We need people, instructors with substance. We want people who will actually look at people and say, look, laba abantu they are not just things and then after we are done. That is why you'll always see same people at all these marathons. I promise you, it's not new people. It's not the same people. And I am not saying it bad. If someone takes this bad, I am sorry, but I am not saying it bad. Let's fix it. Let's fix it.
Speak, Master, speak.
If we are saying we're doing this to grow our nation, what is it that we need to do? What is it that is important? We need to look after senior citizens. Do we see any new senior citizens joining us? Do we see any? We don't see those groups. So we need to start focusing on special population. We haven't touched that group. We are busy with this just one group. It's same people day in, day out. When are we going to grow? Let's look at South Africa JE1. Population has also to E1 in Kaganan. Now let's look at Gauteng E1 in Kaganan. And how many people are actually reaching now those communities. And then we are sitting here and we're saying, yeah, it's okay. But now when we go to all these marathons, we can see that if I do one exercise, when I change, they want to change the next exercise. It's the culture because of all the instructors are not teaching right. As soon as they can start teaching right, they will be able to regress. They can see that, okay, now a crowd, it's here. Like you were saying, if someone is doing a squat, and if I want to impact the crowd, how am I going to do it without progressing the exercise? I can squat, but I motivate the people. I make them feel when I do the same simple squat that everyone can, I put some energy. I play nice music. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. You don't even have to change the exercise. I promise you. If we look at the posture, I will tell you now.
That's where I was going. Master T.
I am going to read something to you just now. Listen. An exercise, if the posture is not right, forget it. Forget it. Now, listen to this.
Yeah.
Listen to this. It says, for an instructor to prevent all injuries in their classes, they need to look out for what? Incorrect posture for any exercise.
Yes.
Undisciplined movements.
Yes.
Incorrect breathing techniques.
Yes.
Foot contact with the floor.
Yes.
Coordination.
Yes.
You see, coordination is part of, it's not just coordination. Okay? Yeah. Imbalance of strength and flexibility. So, all these things, when are these instructors looking for? Because in all of my classes, I actually even battle to actually look at everyone doing the right thing. Because when I look at this one, the other one is already doing something wrong. So I'm all over the place. Do you understand? Now, where does that come from? That's where now you say interaction. Interaction. When you are an instructor, you have to interact with your class. They cannot interact. They stay there on the podium. They show off because of. It's hard for them to go and interact. But as soon as they start doing their job, I promise you, you will see change. I'm not.
You know, on that. Wow. Elbey, I'm coming to you. Master G, let me leave you for a minute.
Yeah, because I was going to that one, what he was saying just now, but you can continue.
All right, Elbey, safety, marathons. Please finish it off, please.
Let me wrap it off. You know what's happening when we're talking safety. First of all, I've mentioned categorizing so that you will be able to deal with all different people. So, but if you're not going to categorize all these sessions, it's always going to be difficult. And I'm happy that Master Gordon mentioned that you need to be much observant. You need now to walk into on the floor so that you will be able to correct all these people, whatever that they are doing. But now, let's go back and say, it starts with organizers. First of all, they don't look into safety when they start planning to do their events. Safety is not part of it. What they are looking at is numbers. Fine, you can jump into numbers and say, I want 200, 300, 500 people on the floor. All participants, I want everybody else there. But now, who's the driver? If you are going to put 500 people in a bus, who's the driver? Because anything can happen. You can kill all of those people. You can injure all of those people. You need a good driver that understands the number of people. If I have so many people in my class, there are things that I cannot do. You need that well-educated person. So no problem. You're not going to categorize. You have everybody else on the floor. You know, you have your beginners, you have your intermediate, you have your advanced people on the floor. You need a good driver, first of all. So safety starts with the organizers. So Yes. So if we are
let's say the organizer has messed up.
Yes.
How do we fix it from there?
The organizer has messed up. Now, now it's a matter of who's going to be driving there, ne? So you put an instructor because they are popular. They are popular on what? How many turns they can do? How many they will be jumping on and off the step. They will be doing turns and kicks and all that because of they are popular. But is everything that they are doing, is it good for everybody else on the floor? Are you definitely sure that these people that are on the floor will be retaining for the next session? Ne? All right. So now let's look at this. It's not going to happen again because the same instructor is only given 10 minutes or 15 minutes on the stage. How possible is that? What are you going to do with your 15 minutes? Because your first 5 minutes, you need to be preparing your people what you will be teaching. But they only gave you 10 minutes. So an instructor, a very good instructor, will also participate in the unsafety of people, will also contribute in injuring people, in harming our people because of the time that is allocated for that instructor. So we need to look into that and say safety starts there. That an instructor has to deliver a 32 block and balance it both sides. That is 64. Maybe I'm saying 32 or 64. Some of the instructors, they don't even know what is 32 and 64. They just teach. All right. So, but now they need to go on the podium and balance all of those. The time is limited. When they get there, they have to show off what they are capable of, what they can do, what the combination. Remember, when they prepare that combination, Master Gordon said it took them a week to prepare it, but they want to teach it in just
15 minutes.
5. No, it's not even 15 because the next 5 is for participants to show off. Ne? So they want to teach that in 5 minutes. That is not possible. But now, how are we going to fix safety? How are you going to say to instructors that they need to walk off the podium and go back to come closer to the participants? The moment they come back, 3 minutes left. So they will want to do everything else on the podium.
You know, Master G, yes.
Yeah, you know what? I'm sitting here and then I'm thinking. I think we also need to take ownership of why this whole thing went south. Because I mean, Elbey, you and I and the other instructors, we've been supporting this now for quite some years.
Yeah.
Where they would invite us, we would teach them 15 minutes. But knowing that
it's impossible. Yeah.
So I think we must be the number one to say, for all the people of South Africa, we are sorry for doing that. It was not right. Because number one, teaching a class for 15 minutes, your body, it's impossible for your body to actually work it. Hence, we later thought, you know what, when we do our events, we rather do them seamlessly. If it's high-low, let's make sure that all the high-low instructors following each other, they'll be using their music, but it's non-stop so that there are no injuries for people. So most of the events that came later, they were seamless. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Where if you teach a category high-low, all the high-low instructors will follow each other without stopping for a period of at least 10 to 45
Yeah.
Therefore, we know that no one is going to get injured. So, yeah, we need to take ownership. Yes, I said it. I also did. I was a contribution to something like that. I know it's wrong, and it shouldn't be done. And from now on, Elbey, we shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Hercules also, if you're doing it, refrain from it. It's wrong, Baba.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's fix it right there.
Yeah.
Tell Hercules again. Tell Hercules again.
Mamela, we're not nonsense. You know, Elbey, you know, Master G. I hate agreeing with Umzi. I hate agreeing with Umzi. But Umzi said one profound thing to me, you know, and which is why I stopped even thinking about combos, you know, combinations and all these fancy things. Because you plan your combo for a week, 2 weeks, depending on the occasion, you know, because the very popular places where you can't play with your combos, Pretoria, Durban, Bloemfontein, you know, those places, they know their story. So you can't play. So now, you know, you get to an event and things happen at the event. You know, things happen. You get to a place, they say, no, okay, your class is going to be 25 minutes, 20 minutes. Then all of a sudden, no, this was late, dun. Now your class is 10 minutes. Aibo. But I planned my thing, go book. Now I must fit all of that in 10 minutes.
That's when you pull out.
It's not possible.
You are a professional. That's when.
Don't teach.
Yeah. Remember, we want to fix. That's where you pull out to say because of there is no time, and I don't want instructors and participants to be squeezed. So take my time and allocate it to other instructors so that they can have enough time to teach. You care about people. It is not about us instructors on the podium. You care about people. And now look at it. When we come to the event, if maybe you have planned or maybe arranged to give us some compensations, you're going to pay us or something. Already you have allocated that money for all the instructors that will be teaching. It doesn't mean when you say to an instructor saying, okay, fine, you can take my time and allocate it to other instructors. You can still pay me on that, like you have paid everybody else. But for me, I'm saying it is people first. It is participant first on the floor. We cannot compromise them. I was going to pay 5 instructors and my time is squeezed. So let me take out myself out so that I can allocate this time to all these 4 instructors. I will still I'll still be paid for my session, for me being there as well. And at the same time, you can look into which categories or programs you wanted to deliver on the day. And now as an organizer, you go and speak to another instructor that, you know what, your session, we're going to cut it out because of the time. But remember, that instructor is still going to be paid. But now the problem is that instructors are there to show off. When you say to them, I'm going to take out your slot, now they feel bad that they didn't teach. You see, so the problem starts there. Nobody or no instructor today cares about people. Instructors back in the days, they will have time off because they see something is wrong. They go back and have meeting and they come back. They rectify whatever thing. In the middle of the sessions, they will stop and say water break. They go, they group themselves, they fix whatever problem that can rise, and they come back. And we don't even know who's going to teach what when, because now the programs are only saying high-low, cutter box, but they know themselves that who's going to teach cutter box. And it's very much exciting when you go to a marathon and when you get there, they say high-low, everybody else go on the floor, and they announce their instructor there. It feels good, not coming from home thinking, who's teaching there? Master Gordon. No, I'm not going to attend Master Gordon. I will attend this one and this one. Now, people that are starting to choose. They're starting to choose, I'm going to that marathon because there is this instructor, not this instructor. But when you organize a marathon and say there's going to be cutter box, not by who. There's going to be step and all that. Now, that's when now you say, you announce, you can put a list of your instructors underneath. You can put them there, but not this one is going to teach kick, this one is going to teach that. No, you don't do that. You just list them there. Then you say next category, everybody on the floor. They jump on the floor. Then you announce the instructor. You see, then you are able to switch around instructors if maybe you experience a certain problem. You see, so that's where we can always save and protect our participants. That's
beautiful.
Yeah, Master
G.
Yeah.
Let's end it off now. We've spoken a lot about safety.
Yeah.
And Elbey has refused to tell us whether marathons are safe or not. He's just provided platforms on how we can make it safer. Master G, closing words. Also, please do share your views on what has just been said.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with what Elbey has said. But again, I am not going to go back to what I said last time. As long as we still do marathons without the platforms, they don't mean anything. They won't go anyone. So even if we can change the outlook of the marathons, as long as they are still done for popularity and not for business, they are not going to help us with anything. So what we still need to look at is what is the purpose of that event when you do it in that space? Are you doing it to grow your business, or are you doing it because it's society? Because if you are doing it because you want other people to come and support you because your group supported them, then I mean, Elbey, let's be straight and frank here.
Honest.
What you call that? That's honest.
Yeah.
If your group supported me, and then now I'm expecting you next time at doing event, you must support me. What do we call that? Is it business? I don't think it's business.
Yeah, no.
Elbey,
No. To be honest, now it's becoming more of a social club. It is no longer a business in a way. Yeah. So we can't say if I come to your event and then you are forced to be on my event, and at the same time I'm forced to put you on the podium because of you. I was on your podium last time. So also when you come, I must put you on the podium. You see, so that's where the problem comes, because no one no longer treats aerobics as it should be. You are asking about marathons, are they safe or not? Not at all, my brother, not at all. Sometimes I even refuse. I was invited to some marathons. I refused to go there. So the problem is I look into why are you doing this marathon? Then if I don't find a purpose, then I will cut it out. Sometimes I even ask, there's a question that I throw in, the theme of the marathon, what is it for? And you find that there is nothing in it. Is it Heritage Day? Is it what do you want to achieve out of this whole marathon? But if there is nothing in it, and sometimes some instructors, organizers, they will go back and rethink, and they come back to answer me.
Here
That's
is also next.
yeah.
Here is also to add. You know what is the most important thing is. Here there is an ego problem, and we can do this without so and so, and when I do it, I'll do it better than the other one.
Yeah.
It's no more about helping each other.
Yeah.
For one, why do you think most marathons they don't invite master trainers anymore? Because they don't understand why we charge them. They don't understand why are we charging them when they invite us. It's not helping them with anything. It's like I am working. So if I work, my session is so much. So I will charge you, of course. But if you come to me and say, please, master, assist me. I have an event that I want to do that will help my business problem. You are now talking a different ball game. You understand? So when I come to you, I know that this thing is going to grow you, and in turn, when it grows you, you're going to think of me, of course. So we are going to grow together. But if I go and give you a support for what? For something that you are doing it, and the next one tomorrow will also do it. Oh man, come on! I also have to think of myself. It's my energy that I use.
Yeah.
Everything. So I will charge you, of course. I will charge you. So you'll end up, of course, not inviting me, and then you end up not getting quality. But now you compromise in quality because of you thinking they are costing us too much because they think they are master trainers. Yes. That's what I cause, because I understand that at the end I'm going to take my petrol, put my petrol in here, come there, spend the whole day at the same marathon, but not helping you to achieve anything. At the end, you'll be saying they sabotaged you when you didn't get enough people. And at the same time, I'm here, you have to pay me. Do you understand? Those are the problems that these people meet all the time. I am telling you, look, if a certain group didn't come, I promise you, if you take a date that someone took, it's chaos. They fight. I mean, they literally like fight. They call each other names and all that. So I'm not going to back down and say, no, it's okay. Don't hate me. If you feel you want to hate me, it's okay. I understand. But I am telling the truth. It's high time that we start helping each other. What is helping each other? It's supporting each other with the right things. Not because of your emotions. Stop all this thing about emotions and the ego that you want to be, your marathon to be better than so and so. No, it's not about that. Look at your business. Is your business growing? Yeah. When you sleep, you are able to pay your rent, your family is settled and everything. I can tell you all of those things.
Yeah, Master G on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, no.
Calm down.
The thing.
No, we hear you.
Hey,
we tell us, no, man, get jacked. Hey, calm down, fire.
I am down.
Yeah.
No, but
yeah.
I can see it's quite something that you feel very passionately and strongly about, and I think also deservedly so. It's something that has been happening for a long time. So it's high time that we actually speak about it.
I blame myself, number one. I blame myself, number one, for allowing it to happen during the time that it started happening. Because now it has gone south. It has gone south, and been sitting, looking at it, maybe hoping it will change that.
Yeah.
It's not. It's actually getting worse.
Getting worse.
Now people are starting to hate each other, and they do all this sort of thing and say names to each other. So we don't want to see that happening. This is a wellness industry, where we are thinking about how to improve each other's well-being.
Well-being.
It's part of your psychological and your fitness and also gathering. You know, when you meet Nabantu, you always want to be this joyous and happy person. You don't want to be looking at them and say, he'll have. No.
Wow.
That's what you get at these marathons. They hate each other. And they
Elbey,
man.
each other.
Let's move from Master G is hitting some very soft spot. It's true. It's actually quite honest about it. Very, very true. Any closing words from you?
Yeah,
Elbey?
my man. Yeah, what we need to look into is especially as the instructors, we need to focus on growing ourselves to the level that we currently, I would say that we think we are at. Ne? So most instructors, they will just jump, and some, they are even calling themselves master trainers because they've been teaching for the past 5-7 years, and they call themselves master trainers. That's not true. And one other thing is we need to also respect the platform where we are given as instructors to say, come and teach. For me, remember when they say come and teach, they're talking about people. Come and teach for me at this particular marathon. So we will definitely feel honored, but at the same time, we need to respect the people that are on the floor that will be participating on the day, starting from the organizer as well, the instructors as well. And one other thing is that just to mention something that is called ego. You know, ego is interpreted in wrong ways, in a way. Like when a person, when you call me, for an example, to come and teach at your marathon and I refuse, you will think it's ego. And Elbey it's une ego, like uyasibona or uyasitshela and all that. But when you look into that, is that there are other things that make an instructor not go to some other marathons in a way. You can't always be there. You can't always be available. You can go to this marathon and maybe say I will teach again after 3 months at another marathon. That's how you operate. But not many people will respect that. They will think no. But you know that you have how you do your things. That I want to be seen. In marathons every 3 months, you see. So that's how you operate, and somebody else calls you and all that, and when you are not available for them, then it's a problem. Then it becomes a forever thing, you see. Then even next time you are not being called because of that, ne? But now let's go back and say we are saying we want to fix. And we can only fix something that is broken. And currently, to be honest, our marathons are no longer making sense in a way. They no longer have the purpose why we're doing these marathons. So we need to look into that as the organizers, that what is it that we can do to have this purpose in marathons. Now, I will take an example on artists, the singers or the DJs or what. When they do a festival or an event, whichever they call it, they will have, for an example, let me take Beyonce. they will name the event on Beyonce. Ne? Why can't we name the event on Gordon? Then we all come as instructors, as supporting instructors towards Gordon session. And next time we move and we go to, for an example, Master Tsepo Madubanye, if I may say, we do an event, we all come as instructors to support whatever, but we have that icon that we are looking into or pushing on the day. It's
Have you done that before in any of your events?
Yes, I've done it.
Oh.
I've done it. I honor instructors. I honor instructors in a very big way, and even sometimes even I just do a house home ground event, let's say with just my participants and maybe whoever that saw the invitation that is there. If it happens by mistake or maybe that Gordon walks into the premises, the venue, what will happen is there will be a moment where Master Gordon will be honored to be in that venue, and that it's something that I will always do, and it will never stop. It is in me, and I want and I wish that all instructors can do that. They can always know that when I call Master Gordon to an event, this is something else. It is not just another instructor. Okay. So when we do that, now we are teaching our next generation to know that our field of fitness has categories as well, has levels as well. We also honor and respect. If I may say, you know, ancestors are not people that are dead. And ancestors starts with people that are still with us. They are still living with us. Because why? If we don't honor them now, and when
Limpopo coming through again.
When they are no more, how do we expect them to take care of us? Do you understand? Honor someone while they are still with you, so that when they are no more and you are saying to them, I honor you, this is a tribute. They know who you are. They know who are they dealing with. They know who are they talking to. But now we want only to respect people and when they are no more. Things like that. So we need to go back and see if we can fix that in our marathons, because our marathons are the only thing that gather everyone else.
Yeah. Before I leave you, Elbey, I think that's a good thing that you said. Before I leave you, I need you to answer this question for me really honestly, for me and Master G.
Yeah.
Elbey,
my man,
have you ever bewitched anyone?
That's a cue.
Not at all, my man. I don't even know what is it.
Elbey, but I see a shadow behind you. I see a shadow behind you. That's your ancestor.
Yes. Yeah, that is my ancestor.
Gentlemen,
my man.
No. You know, I think we're gonna get a lot of backlash for this episode.
Yeah.
I can see it already. Because I've had a lot of people watch it that I didn't think they would even give it a time of day. Now that we're talking about these topics, it's going to be very, very interesting. I'm glad when Master G, you came up and owned up your mistakes and also have been vocal in the way that you have articulated yourself in this particular episode. Also, Elbey, coming up with different ways in which we can fix things. I think from how you talk, you're more of a fixer. You're a solution-based man. So I love the way that you also presented the question when I asked you, are marathons safe? And you gave solutions on how we can make them safe. But in the end, you gave me an answer, and your response was, currently, no, they're not. Can it be fixed? You definitely think it can be fixed.
Yeah.
Master G, can it be fixed? I want to say yes, it can be fixed.
It can be fixed.
Okay.
It can be fixed. Remember what I said. On its own, it is a solution, of course. Because if you based your event on a certain purpose in terms of growing what you want, there is a solution already. There is a solution already. Because I mean, if number one, you are doing your event and you're not even taking database, something is wrong there.
Yeah.
Because if you're taking that the database, you should know by now. People that I see here, they are the same people all the time. So something is wrong. Maybe I need to change my strategy, and maybe because you want to get new people, you can't just have all the same people all the time.
All over and over.
Yeah, exactly. And if you are doing that marathon and you are a club, after that event, you had 500 people that were there. How much percentage? Let's say that 500 is your 100%. How much out of that 500 are they supporting your gym? What do you get from them every month? Or it's just that 5 people are organizing and none from whoever that came. You see, for me, and I say, I don't know, guys. Yeah, if you guys are saying yes, it can be fixed by yes, but at the end, it must have a certain purpose in terms of growing it. Who are we marketing it to? I don't care even if people are based on supporter, because when I sell my tickets to the people that I want them to come and be part of the club. So
Community.
Yes. The community that is surrounding me, that's where I market myself.
Yeah.
When I invite an instructor from outside, it's because of I don't
Durban.
care whether he comes to Nabantubake or Rosa I want. So I'm invited, and then I ask, is it possible to get an Nabantubake? Then I will say, you know what? Maybe 5, maybe 3. Why? Because I'm not going to be able to cater for all of them.
Yeah.
Because for the tickets that I've already sold, I've only prepared for those tickets.
Yeah.
Nothing more. Do you understand? So it makes sense for me when I do my marketing that I'll only aim for, because this is what I can afford. Do you understand?
Yeah.
But we always like to, send equality and this and that people, and then if they don't come, all that money is wasted and it's not even back. And then, people, no, sorry. I am okay with people.
Yeah.
I am honestly, I am okay with 20 people that came to a marathon and they all paid for their tickets, and at the end, out of that 20,
they sign up.
I am sure that 6 are going to be my members.
Yes.
They sign up with me.
Yes, they sign up.
Understand? That's the purpose of us doing this. It's not to shine over another. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
when I call an instructor, when I call an instructor, it is again. It was again because of uzoshinisa mina. So that I can make more money.
Yeah.
Not uzoshinela ama client wakho ngam.
Yeah.
Elbey, what's on this weekend?
Yeah, no, this weekend, Mina, I have some other things that I do, a little bit out of aerobics. So yeah, I'll be searching talent. The youngsters will be doing gumboots, hip hop, singing, fashion, modeling. So those are the other things that I do. But remember, it's all about community development.
Okay.
Yeah, remember, I'm currently staying in Soshanguve. So now those young kids on the streets, that's something that I'm focused on right now. I want to bring them in. Okay, so it is no longer just about exercising alone, but there's so much that we can do in the community. So that's me currently.
Beautiful. Master G, what are you doing this weekend?
You know, I do all things. I have students that I coach, as I say, as a youth, for Ama Sasu. So I'll be having them on Sunday. And I do other odd jobs. I do construction because it's something that I love. So one of my clients saw how I did my my own jobs and all that. So they said they wanted me to come and do their own job. So yeah, I'll be doing that.
I see that.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, no,
we carpenter.
the background, eh?
I am a carpenter, electrician,
Yeah.
and all that.
Yeah, it looks good, man. Looks
Yeah,
good.
no, it's awesome.
I think now the name master, even though I don't like it,
Yeah.
I think now it suits me.
Master of all trades.
Yeah. No, salute.
Now I can take ownership of it. You know,
Yeah.
I didn't love this master because everyone is a master trainer. I know. I'm just a facilitator.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's
Then
good.
we'll have a good weekend, man. See?
Yes, my friend.
Yeah.
Good night.
Hey, abatata soze bagqibe apha.
Yeah, but thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure.
All right, sharp.